Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the February reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. This month, I will be using the Star Tarot spread in honor of Aquarius season. Let's get into this reading. The card that came out for the current position or the current situation for Virgo in February is represented here by the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is a masculine energy, doesn't necessarily have to be male, but a masculine presenting person who is in Virgo's life. And this person is emotionally balanced. They are available. They are expressive in terms of being verbal about the way that they feel about you. They're open and they're vulnerable with Virgo. And so that is kind of like the energy that is being presented here for you guys this month, which is really nice to have this be like your present situation. So if this is not a new person that is coming into your life, this is someone that you are already in a relationship with, and the relationship just feels really solid, really open, and really sweet. This could be with the individual who is a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, because that is representation of water energy. But it could also, like I said, just be the type of individual that you're dealing with. Like I said, someone who's emotionally in tune with their emotion, empathetic, considerate, kind, and just emotionally grounded and emotionally balanced, and might be bringing like that element into the nature of your relationship or into your life in general. This could also just be you kind of embodying this energy, emotionally balanced, calm, emotionally present, and working on being more empathetic, or just kind of having that energy around you or being of that energy is kind of, that's kind of what I'm seeing for you. There's also like this whole element of just being in that creative type of vibe where you might feel like you are more inclined to be writing, especially penning poetry, or writing prose, but just kind of being in touch with like the creative parts of yourself. And so you might find yourself getting into more like, more arts and craftsy things, or just kind of developing ideas or new things that you want to kind of work on. That kind of feels like the flow for this month. In the position of your emotions, the card that came out is the Two of Cups. So this is like a really, I don't know, this is like a sweet vibe, like sweet energy, right? The Two of Cups is really like a signifier that you're in the space to give and receive compassion, love, understanding, and really allowing yourself to be open to exploring a very intimate and vulnerable relationship with someone that you are either currently in a relationship with or someone that will be coming into your circle this month. So I feel like you have kind of dropped like your guard a little bit, and you're really just open to the possibility of what being in an intimate relationship with someone, a truly intimate relationship with someone, could look like for you, and just being a part of that experience. I feel like that's like your emotions. Like you are ready for that. You are ready for that type of connection. In the position of your beliefs, the Ace of Cups came out. And so this is a lot of watery type energy. Some of you might have water in your chart, or just like I said, really connecting to that energy of being in flow. And with the Ace of Cups in the position of your beliefs, I feel like you just are in that space where you feel like this is your time to kind of allow yourself to receive love in a really pure way. You're also opening up more to kind of okay. Okay, so Virgo, you tend to be very logical minded. And so sometimes that kind of puts you in a state where, you know, like most earth signs have like difficulty kind of adjusting. You know, takes them a while to kind of like adjust to change. And I feel like even though you're like very logical minded, I think that you're more open right now during this time to kind of become more like water and just be more in flow. Like I said, I feel like you want to be open. You're having this moment where you're feeling like just attraction and affection, in all the ways that's possible, or feeling really close to someone. And now you feel like you're in the space to actually allow yourself to trust and relax and just go with the flow in a relationship and not feel the need to type of control it, or not feel the need to critique it, but take it for what it is, and just be open to what you get from that person, and be open to actually giving of yourself to someone. And it's just a really beautiful energy. Like, these cards are crazy. Like, this is a beautiful reading. In the position of what is at the center of all of this, and like the center of the story this month, and also just the signifier card for the overall reading, is being represented here by the Five of Cups. So again, we have more cups, right? And so the way that I'm looking at this card, it feels like in the past, you kind of had like a situation where something kind of tragic happened to you, or something that kind of left you feeling like you lost something, right? And the Three of Cups is like you have been kind of sitting with that loss for a while. Kind of really going over it in your head, constantly thinking about the loss. And as a result, you might not have realized that even though you lost something, there were still things around you, individuals around you, people around you that loved and cared for you. It felt like you were more focused on the people that you lost. And so now you're kind of moving out of that space where you're focusing on the people that are around, or the potential to have something new, instead of mourning the things that you lost. I actually kind of want to take a look and see a little bit more about this particular card in terms of it being the signifier card for this reading. Okay, so the signifier cards that came out, I'm actually using the Grand Tableau Lenormand Oracle deck, and the signifier card that came out is the Scythe, 28, which is like a male individual, and the dog. Okay, so based on what the cards are saying, there's a couple of things that I'm seeing. So the first is that obviously there was definitely a loss, and for a large majority of you, it is this card, the male card, is a representative of the person that was lost. So this could have been a father figure, an ex-boyfriend, a male individual in your life that was lost to you. And again, even though it is masculine energy, it doesn't necessarily have to be a man, but it is being represented here in this card as a male masculine energy individual. So the loss is surrounding this person. The dog card is also a masculine type of energy in the way that these cards are represented, but it's really talking about someone that is considered to be loyal. Whereas the Scythe is definitely representative of an ending, but a Scythe and a combination of the man is actually like a dangerous person, a man that should kind of is a little dangerous and a really bad ex in your life, right? And so it kind of feels like there's two different people here. And so for some of you, you might have lost a relationship with a loyal male person in your life due to another relationship with a person that wasn't necessarily loyal, right? Or a person who was actually quite dangerous for you, if not physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And so you ended up losing both the situations. And as a result, you kind of are realizing the difference between good energies and the energies that you want in your life and the energies that you don't want in your life. And so now you're ready to receive that. For some of you, that's the case. For others of you, I feel like you have like a group dynamic where there's multiple people in your life that you lost. However, there is this one person that is behind you in the Two of Cups who is actively trying to give you the things that you've lost, but you're so focused on what you've lost that you didn't notice that this was there, kind of like waiting for you. And so now you're in that space where you're over it and you want to let all that old stuff go and kind of move forward on a new, fresh note. Kind of letting all that past stuff go and really allowing yourself to be in something where you feel safe, where you feel you can trust the person that you're with. And so again, some of you might have realized that person has been around you all along, and others of you are in the process of getting to know this person or will meet this person soon. In the position of the subconscious, but that thing that will come out is represented here by the 10 of Cups, right? You got a lot of cups in this reading, boy, I tell you. So ultimately, I feel like all of this Two of Cups energy, King of Cups energy, Ace of Cups energy, letting all this stuff go in the past and moving forward is because you want to have an emotionally well-balanced, loving family dynamic that finding someone that you love and care about, someone that you can marry, someone that you can have children with, someone that will make you happy at the subconscious level, but it's what you want to bring into reality. Like, you don't want it to be subconscious. You don't want it to be just a thought. You don't want it just to be something that you want but can't figure out how to get. You've decided that you're going to allow yourself to be open to love because you want to be in a family, you want to have your own family, you want to have children subconsciously, but really in real life, it's what you want, right? In the position of your hopes and dreams, and also inevitably your fears, is the Six of Cups. And this, I don't know, this feels so, I don't even know how to say this. There is like this yearning to kind of return back to like your former innocence, like the child that you were, the way you were as a kid, being open and trusting and just being able to connect with people. I feel like that is your biggest hope and your biggest dream, just to be able to live and reside in that state of just being so pure that nothing has touched you, that nothing has, like messed with you, that you weren't hurt, in or betrayed by people that you trusted in just the most horrible way. And just wanting to kind of go back, right? So this card is like a card of nostalgia. It's a card of kind of like returning back to your childhood, returning back to your youth. And I feel like that is, what you want to do. I feel like that's where you want to be. You want to go back to being a kid and not worrying about all the responsibilities of being an adult, but being able to really connect with people, on a deep level, without any hindrances from old hurts or, people that might have hurt you in the past. Some of you might even just be thinking about like your first love, right? Like, what that first love was like and how it unfolded in such a natural way. And I feel like that is, like I said, again, that is the energy that you want. It's the energy that you crave. Some of you, it's the energy that you're in right now. And so that is like, it feels like a really good space to be in. I wanted to pull some clarification cards for the Six of Cups, and the cards that came out is 31 for Sun and 7 for Snake. And so this, okay, this kind of explains. It was such a strong feeling with all the other cards going on, like all this emotion about it, that it almost felt a little bit overwhelming. And that is basically, this is like a really strong desire that you have. And so for those of you who are not in a relationship, like I feel like you should look at what your dynamic was in your relationship in terms of like your family, when it came to love, when it came to how love was shown to you. I feel like there is something there that needs to have a little bit of shadow work to kind of like suss out what the effects of like your childhood are the effects of your childhood on their dynamic with relationships, and how you deal with relationships. This need and a desire to have a family is so strong, that you want to be mindful that it doesn't become any like a sort of like that you don't impose any like deceptive measures into being able to acquire like this family life that you want, because you really want it, right? But overall, there is like a sense of wanting to be happy. There's a sense of wanting to kind of learn from the past mistakes of your childhood, and trying to like rectify that, moving forward with your own family, correcting mistakes, ancestral mistakes. And so that's why I said I feel like you need to take a look at the things that you were taught during your childhood in terms of relationships, and to see if you can navigate that and reconcile some of the issues that came up for you during that process, okay? In the outcome, the card that came out was the Knight of Swords. And so I feel personally that this is an indication that you need to, all this stuff feels amazing, right? There's like a lot of really positive, watery type, soft, gooey like energy going on in the rest of the cards. And I feel like I said that is what you want more than anything. But you have to remember not to rush anything, right? You don't want to rush anything. The Knight of Swords is full of passion, full of desire, full of wanting this thing. But you have to take it, slowly, and you have to not only feel, with your emotions, don't just throw logic out the window, right? So there has to be some sort of balance in the way that you're approaching this. Like I said, the desire is so strong. And so I feel like this is a reminder to kind of, take it easy, and also use your logic to some degree in this. Lead first with your head and then your heart. But when you get to the part where it's your heart, you put all your heart into it. Okay, so the clarifying cards for the Knight of Swords in reverse are the cross, the clover, and the stars. And so there is a sense here that this potential meeting with whoever this person is, that you're going to be sharing all of these cups with, is going to seem a little bit coincidental, like a really weird encounter. It almost seems like it's just really lucky, but I feel like this is specifically for those people who have not met the person that they want to embark on this road with yet. I feel like you shouldn't necessarily be stressed out about it or trying to rush into it, specifically if there is an offer from someone that you used to be with, right? Because I feel like if you break up with them, it's probably a reason why. I don't know if you should go back, especially if this person is considered dangerous, right? I feel like the meeting with this new person might be something that feels a little bit kismet. It might feel a little bit like religious, spiritual, like you've known them in another life type stuff, right? And so I feel like the beauty of relationships like that is that they unfold in such a way that it just feels like almost a little bit too good to be true. And so in order to kind of approach that, again, you're bringing in the element of your purest self into the situation. And so with that comes a little bit of lightheartedness, a little bit of humor. And so be you, be your true, authentic, naked self. But I do want to say that I feel like there is going to be the opportunity to have more than one person show up, because you're going to be kind of giving off those vibes. And so you just kind of want to pay attention to the way that it feels with the person. If it's natural, if it feels like really familiar, if it just feels like you guys have a good time, you're like really light with each other, you joke around, you play around, and it feels like, like I said, like that first love, like when you first started dealing with your first love, that energy and that feeling is going to be a sign of who that person is, because it's really going to have like a really crazy feeling to it. So this brings us to the end of our reading. This is such a good one, Virgo. Like I can't wait for this month to pop off for you. Please comment below. Let me know if this resonates. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for post notifications. Come over and follow me on my socials, and I will see you soon.